What up, fight fans all around the world? It's me again, Chris, the big man on the Big Man Boxing Podcast. And it's reflection time once again. I'm on Anthony Joshua's official Instagram account and I'm flipping through his post looking for a specific post that I want to speak on. In the wake of Luis Ortiz, Luis Old Ping Pong Ortiz, Old Tease, ducking, avoiding the opportunity of a lifetime to get his hands by winning, to get his hands on three of the major belts in the heavyweight division for $5 million, his biggest payday. Having at the back of our minds that when he faced Deontay Wilder for the title, he made $500,000, and that is his biggest payday till date. $500,000. $500,000 against Deontay Wilder for one belt, and he was offered $5 million to face Joshua for 3 belts at the Madison Square Garden. The biggest payday we ever get. And what did Ortiz do? He ducked. He has avoided a fight on the guise of a low ball. But let me show you something first. This is August 15, 2018. Let's look at what Joshua said. My enemies want to be friends with my other enemies. My enemies want to be friends with my other enemies. Doesn't that sound relevant today? Looking at how much the top heavyweights in the heavyweight division have become prima donnas. They are unwilling to take big fights. They are unwilling to step into the ring at a shot at the titles. They are unwilling to unify titles. They're eager to go on social media to talk. They're eager to go out there and accuse AJ of lowballing them, even though they are being offered the highest payday they've ever got. 5 times, 10 times more than they've ever earned in the history of their careers. But they don't seem to be too eager to step into the ring with this man. They don't seem to be too eager. They'll look for every excuse under the book to avoid fighting him. They'll take lesser paydays against Deontay Wilder. But when it comes to Joshua, they become too difficult to work with. Tyson Fury, for example, has been offered a fight against Anthony Joshua on numerous occasions, but he was unwilling to take those fights. He accused Joshua and his team. He accused Eddie Hearn of lowballing him, of giving him the offers that are ridiculous. But then he will go on to step into the ring with Deontay Wilder for a lesser pay. Tyson Fury will demand for 50-50. 50% of the split against Joshua. But he will go into the ring with Wilder for less than 50%. What's happening here, people? These guys are willing to make less money to step into the ring with Wilder. But when it comes to Joshua, suddenly their value jumps up so high. Are you not seeing a trend here? My enemies wanna be friends with my other enemies. Sounds like these guys are reluctant to step into the ring with Joshua for some strange reason. It's hard for me to believe that a fighter, an old fighter like Luis Ortiz in his right senses, is ducking the opportunity to face Joshua for 5 million. And we all know when he faces Wilder, which is a fight Wilder hopes to get soon, he's definitely not getting 5 million. He's definitely not making 5 million. If he makes $1 million in that fight, that's a very good deal for him. But then why are you unwilling to face Joshua for 5 million? Two reasons come to my head. One, losing to Joshua would make Wilder look bad. If the powers that be at PBC, if Al Haymon allows Ortiz to step into the ring with Joshua and Joshua dispatches of him in a far quicker and easier fashion than Wilder, then all the talk of Ortiz being the boogeyman, all the claims that Joshua ducked Ortiz, that Joshua doesn't want to fight Ortiz, all the medals, all the praises that Deontay Wilder has given to Ortiz as the biggest name and the toughest fight on his resume, all that goes down the drain if that guy is put to sleep in between 1 to 3 or 4 rounds by Joshua. That makes Wilder look bad. That's one reason why I think Al Haymon will never allow Ortiz to take this fight. What else? He's keeping Ortiz alive so that if Wilder goes past Dominic Breazeale, it will be a ready prey for Wilder. And what does that mean? Wilder doesn't have any plans of facing Joshua after this fight with Breazeale. I've said it all along. This talk of one name, one face, one champion was all a lie. Wilder never had the intention of facing Joshua. He never planned to face Joshua. He never wanted to step into the ring with Joshua, no matter the cost. Whether he was offered 50-50 or whether Wilder was offered 60-40 splits. Wilder has no plans of stepping into the ring with Joshua. And that is the Al Haymon plan. Let me show you guys, or let me go over what Ortiz said as to why he was not going to face Joshua. So I've gone through Instagram. I don't think Ortiz has an official Instagram account. I don't think he has intelligence to run one, in my opinion. So for now, this is the account that speaks for Ortiz. It is run by his manager and advisor. What is it with all these management teams that don't allow fighters to pick fights? This waste man is called Jay Jimenez. He manages and advises Ortiz. Speaking of people who have so many hands in their pockets, and I will guess that this is one of the guys that helped Ortiz, and I might be wrong. I helped Ortiz to settle down in the United States after he defected from Cuba. So probably he has some investments, some major investments on Ortiz. Probably he's Cuban also. So look at this excuse for avoiding facing Joshua. So this Dosa put up a picture of Ortiz side by side with Joshua, and this is what he had to say. It is a no-go for June 1st, June 1. Sorry guys, we were told to stay as quiet as possible and play possum until fight had been made. because every time someone called Luis Ortiz out, it would be a gimmick to promote themselves, but it still did not work. First of all, let me check Jay Jimenez on that statement. No one calls Luis Ortiz to promote themselves. Apart from hardcore boxing fans, those are actually the only people who know who Ortiz is. Because if Ortiz was that big of a deal, I think he would have headlined a card by now. Elislander Lara, the other Cuban, has headlined the card, and it's a junior middleweight. Lara has headlined a card, people. Lara, the junior middleweight, has headlined a card. So if Lara can headline a card, how hasn't Luis Ortiz headlined a card, no matter how small? This guy, Ortiz, keeps fighting on the undercards of every fighter in the world, from lightweight to middleweight to whatever weight. He can't headline a card. So how is he a draw? How is it that everybody is using Ortiz's name to promote themselves? How big is he? You would think that after the alleged great fight against Wilder, that will become such a name that he begins to headline cards. You would think so. You would expect him to do so. That is what you expect. But till today, Luis Ortiz hasn't headlined any card yet. So I don't know why these folks have the idea that he's such a big star that his name is being used to promote fighters like Anthony Joshua. And I continue. We just received news from promoter that it's a dogo and it was all a gimmick, and Hearns low ball offers will not be accepted, and no contract even ever got sent. So sorry to all the loyal fans. Luis really wanted this title shot, and this was 2 days ago. Really? If no offers were sent, how can you claim that they lowballed you? So you're saying this is a double speak. This is like saying two opposing things at the same time. First of all, you're saying they're lowballing Luis Ortiz. Then you're saying they didn't even send any offer. First you're saying they lowballed Ortiz, and then you're saying they didn't send you any contract, they didn't send you any offer. How can these two be happening at the same time? How can someone you offer a deal for a fight, and then you turn around and say they were not even serious about the fight, they had not sent you any contract? First of all, you have to agree to the deal before a contract is sent. That is normal. Agree to a deal and a contract is sent for you to sign. I've grown tired of people like Ortiz doing what they've been doing. I've grown tired. You can't talk so much shit and then you get called out by Anthony Joshua. And what do you do then? You accuse him of lowballing you? What a load of bollocks from this old man. I'm tired, people. I'm tired. And the sad part about all this is there are some ignorant fans out there that believe. Let me look at the comments. You're a shit manager, bro. Ortiz is too old to be turning down 5 million. should resign your dumb ass. I agree with you. You can't be turning down 5 million. And here's the most painful part. Wilder has said he plans to face Ortiz after this fight, meaning that he's going to duck Anthony Joshua again, meaning that he has no plans of unifying the titles. That idea of one name, one face, one champion was all lies. And guess what? Do you think he's going to offer Ortiz 5 million? No. He's not going to offer Ortiz 5 million. Ortiz is not going to be making 5 million when he steps into the king ring with Wilder for that rematch. No. Look at what this person said. He wouldn't pass the drugs test. It's obvious. It wouldn't matter if he was offered 200 million. But guess what? Even if he failed that drug test, I'm very confident that Joshua is going to beat him up. He's going to give him a whooping of his life. Yeah, you're probably right, or Amon is controlling him like he does Wilder. Amon is ruining the sport of boxing. I agree with that. Solely. And it's sad to see these guys don't want to step into the ring and fight. It's so sad. Whereas, ever since he faced Wilder, Luis Ortiz hasn't been impressive. He faced this guy and he couldn't knock him out. Christian Hammer, a guy who quit against the pillow-fisted Fury. Christian Hammer quit against Fury. That's the same Christian Hammer that Luis Ortiz couldn't knock out. Sad. These guys don't want to fight. They don't want to fight. They don't want unified titles. They don't want a shot at glory. They don't want a shot at this man. All they want to do is talk trash. They don't want the opportunity to fight at the Madison Square Garden against Joshua. And I don't blame them. I blame the ignorant, dumb fans out there who just takes all their lies, hook, line, and sinker. The fan who is not willing to find out the truth for themselves. All they get is the crap that Luis Ortiz stuffs down their throat. All they get is the lies that Deontay Wilder tells them. The lies that people like Dillian Whyte tell them. The lies that Tyson Fury tells them. They are unwilling and not intelligent enough to find out for themselves. Because if they did, they will realize how much of the lies they are being fed by every other top 5 fighter in the division. It's sad. My enemies want to be friends with each other, Joshua said. My enemies. It's unfortunate that we have seen things like this happening in the heavyweight division. I wish these guys would step up and step into the ring with this man and stop ducking him and stop avoiding him and stop pushing lies and stop deceiving the ignorant and dumb fan base out there. Tell the truth. Let the world know why you're avoiding this man. You don't want to lose to him. You're willing to lose to Wilder. You're willing to lose to any other fighter. But you don't want to lose to this man. Because you know why? You're not just going to lose. You're going to be destroyed. You're going to be destroyed. It's probably going to put an end to careers out there if they step into the ring with this man. It's the waiting game, people. Let's see how this game goes. One thing's for sure. I want to see Joshua in the ring on June 1st at the Madison Square Garden against anybody. I don't care about the opponents anymore because he has made offers to all the top opponents out there. Guys like Jarrell Pharmacy Miller, who avoided the fight by taking drugs. Guys like Dylan White, who was playing so hard to get. Guys like Tyson Fury. Guys like Deontay Wilder. Guys like Louis Ortiz. Your time will come. And when the day of reckoning comes, that day when you finally agree to step into the ring with this guy, this man, you're gonna pay. You're gonna have to cash that check you've been throwing out there. You all have checks that you don't want to cash. But when you step into that ring, when that day of reckoning comes, you have to cash that check. That check of pain. That check of suffering. That beats down check. One day, it's just about time. This is Chris the Big Man, and this is the Big Man Boxing Podcast. It's a sad day in the heavyweight division because we don't have guys who want to step into the ring with Anthony Joshua. Have a good day, people.